Remember the old Avengers lineup, the characters everyone loved, and were bringing in millions of dollars in revenue and merchandise sales and so on and so on? Well, most of them are gone. The only ones left are Thor, Hawkeye, and Hulk. And we're going to go over where I think they're at in a second. Let's start off with where everyone is. Iron Man, possibly being replaced with Ironheart. There's a big rumor that there's an Ironheart series coming that's going to be on Disney+. So it won't be Love You 3000. His daughter's not taking over the mantle. That got shut down as a racist idea. Instead, it'll be Ironheart. I think that rumor is likely legit. I did a video on that. I think it's going to happen. Captain America being replaced by the Falcon. I think the actor playing the Falcon is okay. Maybe that could work. Personally, I think they should have went to Winter Soldier, then to the Falcon, but that's not how they're going to do it. That's not how they're going to do it. We'll see how that works out in that buddy cop series that they're doing together. I don't know how I feel about it yet, but that's where we're at. Falcon will be Captain America. Then we're going to have Ironheart as the new Iron Man. Black Widow, gone for all intents and purposes. After the prequel sequel coming out with her, I think that's it for her. Thor, Chris Hemsworth, his contract is up. And it looks like it was only extended by one movie, which would be Thor Ragnarok. Not Thor Ragnarok, but Thor 4, Love and Thunder. Natalie Portman looks to be replacing him. He's either going to retire and become king of Asgard, or just retire out in space and go away, or he's going to get killed off. It could be one of the two. Hulk has lost his arm and is kind of a wimp now. I don't think Rufio is going to be sticking around. If anything, they're going to turn him probably into a villain and kill him off too. And then finally, that leaves us with Clint Barton, Jeremy Renner. You have a Hawkeye TV series coming up, and it looks like he's going to get replaced as well with Kate Bishop. So the rumors that there's an all-new, all-different Marvel coming, it's true. New Avengers, that's what's going to be the case. It's going to be not Black Widow, but Captain Marvel, Spider-Man, Ironheart, Falcon, Captain America, female Thor, probably She-Hulk, because there's a She-Hulk series coming, and Kate Bishop will be on the team, and probably one or two more that I'm forgetting. That's going to be your new big blockbuster Avengers team. The focus I have here now is on Hawkeye, because there's some rumors coming out about his series, his Kate Bishop, well, not his series, it's going to be Kate Bishop's series. They're doing a bait and switch by saying it's Jeremy Renner led. That doesn't seem to be the case. Let me show you some stuff that just came out today. So these rumors actually started back on 4/10/2019. This was from Gizmodo. Marvel is reportedly developing a Kate Bishop-centered Hawkeye series starring Jeremy Renner. That does not appear to be 100% accurate, because it's not going to be starring Jeremy. The big idea here is he's going to train her and pass the torch. You know what I'm saying? That seems to be the idea behind this series. So that's starting to look more accurate when you look at what the apparent name of the series is, Anchor Point. Why is Anchor Point significant? Well, all I have to do is go over to Comixology and introduce you to Hawkeye, Kate Bishop, Volume 1, Anchor Points. Remember Hawkeye? No, not that Hawkeye. Your favorite Hawkeye, the former young Avenger, the butt-kicking hero who had to save the other Hawkeye all the time and basically keep his life in some semi-balance of order. Yep, you know her. It's the dazzling Kate Bishop. Making her solo comics debut, Kate is heading back out west and returning to Los Angeles with her bow and arrow and a PI badge in tow. There are crimes to solve, and she's the best archer to handle them. The City of Angels has a new guardian angel. This is Kate Bishop like you've never seen her before in a brand new saga that really hits the mark. Here's a good picture of her. This is a really annoying character, by the way. She's basically comes from a rich family, And she's always touted as the best Hawkeye, the better Hawkeye. She's smarter. She's faster. She's a better shot. She's better than him in every possible way. He's always portrayed as a clown, as a fool, as a dummy. And, he's just this clown male, and she's the real serious one. She was always the better Hawkeye. And that's what we're going to get. Now, will they go to that extent in the series? I don't know. Television writers are usually much better than comic writers. We'll see what happens. But it lends some credibility to this title. Now, I'm not too familiar with this source. I found this on Gizmodo IO9, which is also, that site's not the best either, but they do sometimes have credible stuff. And I'm just speculating. I think this is interesting, and it lines up with a lot of the stuff that's been coming out, particularly that Kate Bishop is going to be introduced in this series. If the name is Anchor Point, that would mean that the show will likely be centered around Kate, and I don't know what role Jeremy is going to have in here. There's some ideas here that she's investigating his time as Ronin. You'll remember that when he was kind of that rogue character in the new Avengers movies where he was going around taking out criminals. And she's investigating that and then finds him, and then he trains her to become the new Hawkeye. Because obviously they left him at a retired point in the movies, him going back to his family. How true that is, I don't know. But if you think about the announcements that have been coming out of the MCU stuff, with the Phase 4 and 5 plans, how they're replacing every character and how everything's been done, it kind of makes sense. So let me go over this little, it's not that long here. The Hawkeye Disney Plus series was originally meant to begin production in September, only to be delayed by unknown circumstances and then delayed even further by the recent outbreak. So there's no telling when this series will begin shooting. In fact, the only real big news to come from this series thus far has been Marvel Studios attempting to poach Haley Steinfeld for the role of Kate Bishop. However, that could soon change with this recent revelation of the series' working title. I want to point out, I looked up this Haley Steinfeld woman, and there hasn't been an official announcement on casting with her yet. However, a few days ago, she was doing an interview for a Sirius XM channel, and they asked her about these rumors about her playing Kate Bishop. And she didn't say no, and she didn't say yes. She did a very typical response that you would hear from someone that's in negotiations or can't announce anything yet. She said, I'm more focused on my music right now. And that's what I want to talk about. We were talking about music. She was joking around as she was saying it. Basically, what I got from the response when I was listening to it was, I'm not allowed to contractually say anything, yes or no. We're still in negotiations. We're going to announce it soon. She probably is playing Kate Bishop. That's what I got out of it. But it's not confirmed yet. But rumors of her playing the character have been going around for a while, and I'd say it's likely true. So the news, Charlie Murphy has reported that the working title for Hawkeye is Anchor Point. However, Murphy still doesn't know when they will begin filming. What this means, as Murphy himself explains in his report, the working title of Anchor Point could be a reference to Kelly Thompson's work on the character of Kate Bishop. Since the first 6 issues were bundled in a volume called Anchor Point, it could simply be a coincidence since it's just an archery term, but it could also mean that the Hawkeye series will be influenced by that run, at least partially. In Thompson's series, Kate Bishop is a freelance private investigator working on her own. It's possible Marvel Studios could have Bishop start out that way, which ends up causing her to encounter or even deliberately seek out Barton. Maybe she ends up investigating all of his murders as Ronin when his family had been taken from him, since Kevin Feige said that this series would also explore Hawkeye's time as his temporary alter ego. I think that makes a lot of sense, to be honest. And I think that that's likely true. So there you go. I do think that there's some credibility in this. I think this makes sense when you look at what they've been doing, and I think they're for sure going to recast her, or I think for sure they're going to replace him with her. It lines up with the all-new, all-woke Marvel roadmap that they've been going with for a while. So there you go. You're going to go from a broken, damaged character who became a hero, though they never really explored him too much in the shows. Hawkeye's actually a very interesting character who didn't get a lot of time to shine in the movies. I think this series could have really done that and explored his history. Instead, it's going to focus on the Yas Queen, the better Hawkeye, the best Hawkeye, the Hawkeye we should have got from the beginning, Queens. So, yeah, MCU, man, I don't know. I don't see the MCU doing that well. These plans that they have coming up for the series are terrible, and I just don't know. You know, movies can do it better than comics. That's all I'll say, is so maybe they'll pull it off. But, man, all these characters that they're pushing, I got to be honest, are trash characters. And I wonder how well this is going to work out in the public. Maybe if you were going to bring in all new, all different real characters, that might have worked out a little bit different. Just go with a whole new roster. But passing the mantles on like this with a bunch of you're literally bringing in all the women characters now. It kind of brings that whole female Avengers movie they want to do kind of makes sense, because most of the Avengers are going to be females anyway. So, all right, that's the future, I guess. How do you guys feel about that? Let me know in the comments. I'd like to hear your guys' thoughts on this, because I think this is going to be a glorious trash fire. Man, we went from roasting the comics to enjoying the movies to now roasting the movies. But like I said, maybe they'll actually do a good job and make us like these characters. I don't know. I'll always see them as lesser versions of the originals, and I don't think that's going to change. That's why I think if they're really going to go this route, they'd be better off just bringing in different characters that we haven't seen and then making a new Avengers out of them, instead of just replacing them and female washing all the characters. Anyway, let me know what you guys think. I want to hear your thoughts in the comments. Also, if you would, throw a like up, share the video, make sure you're still subscribed. Subscribe if you're new, hit that notification bell. And I will see you guys on the next one. Peace. Also, if you want to help support the channel, check out my Teespring store. There's a link in the description. You can find some merchandise in there that you might want to check out.